able to win here too. As you were saying, Ricky, you've got to be able to not only see ahead but think ahead of what's coming as the laps wind down.
That's right.
The way this track will develop.
Yep, it's constantly changing. The berms are pushing out more and more. You know, the ruts are getting rougher, and just got to be thinking ahead always. You know, these lines are constantly changing.
And of course, our heat winner, Dean Wilson, he's rode here 3 times on a 250. First time ever on a 450. Had 1 podium back in 2010. So he has experience, but not on the big bike and not a full 20 laps on this Ricky Carmichael designed race course.
Sure, it's just another stop on the tour, but it is Daytona. It pays the same amount of points, but it is Daytona. And somebody at the end of the next 20 laps is going to be a Daytona winner. Nick Way had to battle his way to get in here. He's here. The gate ready to drop live from Daytona. Michael Lessie gets ejected off of his bike, and Wilson gets a whole shot, but Villapoto comes screaming around the outside.
Wow, what a start for the pair of Kawasaki riders. And is that Andrew Short? Yeah, 3rd place Short. Dungey might be getting to the inside.
Dungey right there on the 5. Here he comes. There goes the 30 for him. Malcolm Stewart. He's in the top 5 with a great start.
And James Stewart looks like, what's that?
He's about 8th back, I think.
Turned out 7th, 8th.
Yep, here we go. Watching Short on the outside of the 29. That's Malcolm inside there in the 34 as they chase Dungey. Here goes Wilson. Dungey, Short, Roxon, Kirky with a good start. Sabarsha there.
Yeah, I don't know. Stewart looked like he was dropping back there. He had Ryan Villapoto on a mission, but I was watching. He was right by Brock Tickle and falling back, falling back. Love to see what happens. Look at this guy.
Oh, James is having a problem on the Yoshimura Suzuki. Ricky, you're absolutely right. Not sure what it is. He just rolls over that jump.
Yeah, who knows? Something definitely is wrong. He's looking down. I don't know, is his brake lever gone? Who knows?
Yeah, looking down to the right side. So if a rider's looking down at where his right foot would be, there's a foot peg, and then there's the rear brake pedal. And in one of these deep ruts, or possibly connecting with another rider, could have bent that rear brake pedal. And that would be a big issue here tonight.
Stewart came in 4th in the points tonight. This could just about crush his championship.
Yeah, this is definitely isn't going to do him any favors. But look at we talked about this in our meetings today, Jeff. But look at that number 5. He knows where he has to be to keep himself alive in this championship hunt. Okay.
Guys, look at Malcolm Stewart here on the 34.
Right.
He's gotten around Short. He's running in 4th. What a great debut for Malcolm. Fun-loving younger brother of James, putting on a great show here tonight. There's Big Brother. He's done for the evening. The Yoshimura crew working on, looks like.
Well, taking a look there, they're definitely working on the right side of the bike. And I think we might have the reason for this. Watch this replay here. Look at the number 7, the yellow bike in the middle. When Alessi goes down, James hits the handlebars on Alessi's bike. Watch the silver thing fly off right there.
There you go.
Looks like the rear brake pedal. I don't believe that it was the foot peg. Well, that's going to cost them big time. And we have talked about, oh, it was the header pipe.
Header pipe, yep.
Not the brake pedal, but the header pipe flew off.
There he goes.
Well, we talked about before this race about riders who have had the throwaway races. Dungey had the crash. He had a 20th at the 3rd round at Anaheim. Stewart had the 17th at round 1. Villapoto, his worst is a 5th here, and now Stewart with another, quote, throwaway main event. It's just devastating in the points championship.
James Stewart has had so much success here at Daytona, never worse than 8th here in this event. And Dungey
all over
coming
him.
after Wilson.
All over him here, trying to find a way to get by.
Well, he's second in the points.
Yep.
He can't allow Villapoto to do too much damage here tonight.
Well, and look at this group here. Roczen, he was 6th on the first lap. Had the 3rd fastest lap last time. He's up to 5th, and he is charging. Roczen and Malcolm Stewart totally going at it. And then you've got Short just behind them.
But here's that fight for second. We were watching Wilson and Dungey.
Yeah, you see that line that Ryan Dungey hit there. Man, his foot pegs drug and kind of kicked his back end up over there.
Dungey's got to get aggressive.
Yeah, he does.
And he can't waste much time here. Wilson is just about 6 seconds behind Villapoto. Dungey has got to get around him and then do what he can to reel in Ryan.
Which is going to be tough because Villapoto just set a 1:04.5. He was the fastest rider on the track with that 6-second lead. Dungey gets the front wheel a little high, almost throws it away.
Well, he's hanging it out, isn't he? We saw him ride like this a little bit early on this season. Maybe he's going to pull one of those nights out here tonight.
Hey, what though, guys? Malcolm Stewart and Ken Roczen are right there. They have not lost any time on Dungey.
Nope, and that's the fight over 4th position. Short is in here. Barsha's in here. Tickle has joined this group on the yellow number 20. That's Barsha on the red Honda, right behind Andrew Short. You're watching 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Only 6 seconds.
Whoa, Barsha put the move right there on Short to take over 6th position.
Yeah, it allowed Brock Tickle to close up. That was a nice pass by Justin. No contact made. Just getting the job done, not wasting any time.
As well as 6 laps into this 20 laps right now.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about this race. It'll wear you down. And if you make a mistake, there's 21 other riders ready to pounce.
That's right.
Look at Tickle. He's gone outside there, outside the next one.
Yeah,
trying to find some smooth lines.
Here's that fight for 4th. What a great battle this has been. Malcolm Stewart on the 34, Ken Roczen on the 94. Roczen, a 2-time winner this year. Got the big one in Anaheim to open the season. Malcolm just looks so comfortable on this 450.
Yeah, and this is in this main event here at Daytona, this is where you really have to find a rhythm. You have to find a flow because there's all these bumps everywhere. And you notice these riders are kind of going inside, outside, kind of bouncing around, getting the feel for the track. Any place you can carry your momentum like Roczen is right now.
Roczen closes in on Stewart. Drag race here to the next obstacle. And Roczen pulls away.
Yeah, nice move by Roczen there. Stayed really light, kept his front up, and kind of skipped right over that thing, was able to stay lower. But I got to give it up to Malcolm Stewart. So cool to see him, how good he's doing. Loses his balance there in the corner, but I mean, he's racing with these regulars here.
Now he's going to deal with a Honda stablemate as Barsha closes in on him. Fight for second has gone away a little bit. Wilson has pulled away some from Ryan Dungey.
Pretty impressive for Dean Wilson here.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's in between 2 former champions, or the reigning champion and a former champion.
Well, he's been fast all day. He was fastest in practice, I believe. Qualifying practice.
Yep.
He won his heat race, and here you go.
But how do you guys think, for a young rider who spends most of his time in the 250s, he's got these extra laps tonight, and he's got him here at Daytona. How's that going to play out for Wilson? Will that be an issue later?
I don't believe so. It's not the physical fitness that I think would get to him. I think he's in great shape. Trains with Ryan Hughes. I believe that he has all that covered. It's the mental side of it that maybe starts to wear on you, and keeping his focus through the full 20 laps, especially if he's in second position still as we get deep into this race, he's going to start to think about the fact that he's going to get a podium. And you really have to just not think about that and just focus on your laps all the way to the checkered flag.
Look at Tickle. Tickle on the number 20, the RCH rider. He goes after Short and picks one up.
Yeah,
so the RCH guy that was struggling is now having a pretty good night.
Yeah, and the guys in front of him, you know, Barsha, Malcolm, I mean, they're right there. So good to see him kind of turn it around in the main event.
Hey, Tickle just turned the second fastest lap of anyone on the track, a 106.1. Everybody in front of him, or the next two riders, are 107s.
Good job to see him turn it around. And, you know, you got to believe in yourself, believe in your program and the people you got around you. And although it hasn't been pretty all day, this is what pays the points right here. So cool to see that. We still got a lot of racing left to go.
Well, the next rider in front of him is a bit of a challenge in Justin Barsha. He doesn't make it easy to get around it, but he's got his sights focused on Stewart. And Malcolm could be a victim to the advances of Barsha here in just a minute. Stewart on the 34, Barsha on the 51. Through the whoops they go. Barsha's right there. Contact. They both go down, and Tickle goes by. Steam comes pouring out of Stewart's bike.
Yeah, it definitely looked like.
Whoa, Stewart just about to ride right up and over the back of Barsha. And they are losing a tremendous amount of positions on the racetrack.
Oh, I saw Malcolm's bike. I saw green radiator fluid just pouring out of the side there.
I don't know why Barsha was looking back there, giving some attitude to Stewart right then. He's the one that initiated all of the contact when the bam went wrong.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
Meanwhile,
this guy's just
about the champ. Oh, there's the RCH rider there, Hill on top.
Yeah.
For Villapoto, if he can hang on, this is going to be his 4th win in his last 5 starts at Daytona. His 2nd straight.
Oh, look at Ken Roxon here.
Yeah, let's reset the table
teammate.
for you. That's Wilson right there, Dungey, and Roxon. That's 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
This group 15 seconds behind Villapoto. But for Wilson, a 2nd here tonight would be a huge victory.
He's got, you know, these guys are starting to close up a little bit. Remember, Dean had a little gap. He's starting to sit down. I hope that, you know, I hope he can keep it up. He's had a great night going.
Well, and Dungey and Roxon are 2nd and 3rd in the points, too. So this is big because they're only separated by 5. And Dungey can see it. Dungey can see that Wilson's got the tongue hanging out a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. He's definitely slowed down for sure.
Yeah, but I truly think that that's kind of a mental thing right now for Wilson. So he needs to really focus on what has helped him have the success all day long. We're starting to get into some lap riders. That creates a distraction for the other riders. And plus, he's getting the pressure from Roxon and Dungey behind him.
Well, your journey starts here. The 2014 450 Rookies, brought to you by Discount Tire.
Good shot here, taking a look at the speed that these riders are carrying down into that finish line area. Look at Roxon. Started 6th, worked his way up to 4th right now. And remember 1 week ago, that crash he had that knocked him out of the main event. He's recovered and now working on a podium here 1 week later.
And when you talk to Roger DeCoster, team manager for the Red Bull KTM squad, he will tell you as Roxon gets by Dungey, that Roxon's strength is his racecraft. And he just squeezes his teammate right over to the top blocks. He has no issues there pushing a former champion over.
No, he doesn't. Well, what's going through his mind right now, probably, Ralph, is, okay, the points are slipping away for the championship. So he's trying to maximize everything he can, okay, and stop the bleeding. That's all he can do. Yeah, but you're talking about points here. Dungey is the rider who's 2nd in points coming into this. And right now, he's riding very unspirited. The intensity doesn't seem to be there. The urgency as Dungey starts to drop back.
Well, and he won't be 2nd in the points for much longer if Roxon gets around Wilson.
Yeah,
which he's about to do, I think.
It looks to be inevitable at this at this point here. Roxon really on the gas. He had your second fastest lap time. Villapoto still fastest in the 107, and Roxon with the 107.1.
Here he comes, right around the outside. Look at Roxon on the 94.
This is where he made the pass last lap on his teammate.
Roxon battling with Wilson. Villapoto on the one. Looks like he's had a bit of a bobble.
Crowd came alive here at Daytona International Speedway. So we're going to take a look. Last time, well, here we go. Here's the replay with Villapoto. Comes into a turn here. Pushes the front end. Stuffs it. So he had a 18-second lead last lap around. They're just coming by the finish line area now. See how much that gap is closed up.
Yeah, looks like he probably lost about 5 or 6, huh?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Wilson comes by 13 seconds.
Only 4.
So that was pretty quick. Normally when you fall, it's 6 or 8 seconds. Villapoto was down enough quickly. But, I mean, let's face it, he had an 18-second lead. He had a bit of a cushion to work with.
I'm surprised Wilson's been able to hold off Roxon this long. I thought Kenny was going to be gone.
He's going for it. That's for sure. I mean, he's trying everything he can do, but that just shows you how good Dean Wilson's riding.
Yeah, here he comes again.
Oh, boy.
Bar to bar.
They're going for it.
Now they've got slower traffic in front of him, and Wilson takes him wide up to the tough blocks. Now, how's this traffic going to come into play? Albertson's right there on the 77.
I'm not sure if I'm Roxon, I would have pressed that. He didn't have enough of a wheel, Ricky, to put it in there, but
I mean, he's going for it. So now you got to take a deep breath. Get your composure back. Dungey's still there lurking.
How about Dean Wilson, though? Here, it was 5 laps ago. We thought that he was mentally kind of starting to lose it. Question whether or not his fitness. He was huffing and puffing. The number 15 here, riding for 22 Motorsports on that Kawasaki, backed by Discount Tire, is putting in an awesome ride here at one of, if not the toughest races of this Monster Energy Supercross Championship.
Well, and one of the things we've talked about, too, with 22 Motorsports is Dean's got a lot of incredibly... Here he comes. Here comes Roxon one more time. Looks like he really got a run this time. He's going to take second. But does Wilson have anything to do to fight back? They've got Bloss in front of him.
But notice how Roxon, once he
Dungey cuts inside as well and capitalizes with an aggressive move on Wilson.
Man, Dungey just got a face full of dirt from his teammate, Ken Roxon.
And that move by Dungey keeps him in second place in the points. By 1.
By 1 point.
Wow, I'm looking at the lap time, guys. Will Hahn back in 7th after starting 17th. Just had your fastest lap. Faster than Villapoto and Roxon and Dungey.
Now let's see if Dungey can do anything with Villapoto. All right, Villapoto with Roxon. That's who he's closed up on. I was thinking about Villapoto. He's already put 2 seconds back into that gap. He's now 16 and a half in front of Roxon. Didn't take him long.
Look at these KTM riders just using the edges of the track here. And now when you start to use the edges, if you make a mistake and you clip a tough block, it can be disastrous.
Oh, yeah.
Well, in these ruts, we're getting down to that point where it's pretty easy to drag a peg through there and get yourself taken out as well.
There's no doubt. I can see he's just getting hammered by Ken Roxon there every time they cruise over that single jump out of the corner.
Well, let's go take a look at our progressive pass of the race. And this is going to involve that guy, Barsha, and Malcolm Stewart.
Take a look here. Barsha gets to the inside of Stewart. Really has the line, and Stewart goes to cut down and just kind of mistimes it.
It looks like Barsha touched the wheel first.
Well, see, he's got the pass made right there. You know, I mean, they both come together. Barsha was in the spot, and Malcolm, it looked like he needed to check up a little bit. His intention looked like it was to check up and cut back down under him. And 2 Honda riders come together.
And then he just rolls right up and over. I think that is what frustrated Barsha. which is why you got the attitude a little bit later. Right or wrong.
This is what should frustrate Barsha and everyone else on the track.
Everybody, yeah. Man.
And what's been so impressive about Ryan Villapoto here, 3-time champion. Every week we comment that it just doesn't seem like that the champ is comfortable. It just didn't seem like he's got it, this or that. His worst finish of the season has been 1/5. Everything else has been a 4th or better. And so that's a problem for the other riders. If the points leader is having bad races and still finishing on the podium, what happens when he gets it together, like on a night like tonight? He's going to demolish the competition. 15-second lead right now with 3 to go, less than 3 to go.
You know, I talked with his trainer, Alden Baker, earlier today, and Alden made the same comment that, you know, we haven't seen Ryan too much this season like we have in years past until a night like tonight. In the last few years, that gate would drop, Ryan would take off, really charge hard, and then by the time the rest of the field found the rhythm, he'd be 8 seconds in front, and it'd be too much for them to come back.
Exactly.
That's what he did tonight.
Yeah.
He hasn't done that much at all this season.
No, and remember how the day started, too, with that big crash.
Well, look at this. Team Wilson's thrown the anchor out, hasn't he, Rick?
Yeah, it's all over but the crying for him. He's counting down the laps, and these guys are gaining position and position on him. And it's a big difference from, you know, riding the 250. It's a big difference from riding the 250, only 15 laps, to the 450, 20 laps. It doesn't seem like much, but let me tell you, it is.
Short with a strong ride.
Tremendous learning experience for him, isn't it?
Here's my man Tickle. Oh, Wilson doesn't triple out of the corner, allows Brock to get by into the P4 for him. So that's it.
I got tickled.
I mean, he honestly, I didn't expect this out of him, even though the main events is normally his strong suit, because he's in decent shape. But it's definitely working out for him now. He still has.
Even on a good night, you can only say he's in decent shape.
Hey,
No,
hey,
he's in
no,
amazing good shape.
It was the comment. It was the comment that Ricky had on Tickles
There you go.
during the main event. He's like, I'm not letting that happen again.
We're just picking on you, RC. Here we go. Nobody's going to pick on this guy. And you know what? If you're going to be a 4-time champion at Daytona, you should win it like this, right?
That's right.
He's riding the way a 4-time champ should.
He is. And this comes at a good time for him. This is the Ryan Villapoto that I've kind of haven't seen this year, okay? So I'm happy for him and to see this happening.
Ryan Villapoto.
Wire to wire.
3-time champion, reigning champion. And just decimating the field here tonight.
Yeah, he definitely has had the flow. Confidence here. Seems like he really has been getting along with his bike well. And remember, 20 times out of 40, the winner of Daytona has gone on to win the Monster Energy Supercross Championship.
He will have the points lead by at least 28 when tonight is over. That's a little bit more than a full race distance. And tonight, as he comes down this final straightaway, Ryan Villapoto launches himself into rarefied air as a 4-time Daytona Supercross winner.
What a night for Kawasaki. Swept qualifying, heat, and both mains.
And the crowd here in Daytona watches him vaporize the rear tire.
Tuesday, the